Esiason had emerged as one of the NFL's biggest stars. 2 years later, in the spring of 1991, he became a father when his wife Cheryl gave birth to their son, Gunnar.
Well, at birth, he was about 22 inches long, and he had 0 body fat. The neonatologist kind of took over. And so I knew that they were looking for something.
We didn't get the diagnosis immediately, so the 91 season and the 92 seasons were not great seasons for me because we weren't sure what was going on with him. We knew that he had an issue.
It wasn't until Gunnar was 2 years old that a diagnosis was confirmed: cystic fibrosis, a progressive genetic disease that afflicts about 40,000 people in the U.S. alone. At the time Gunnar was born, CF patients typically died before reaching adulthood.
I was scared. To be honest, I always like to think of myself having broad shoulders and I can handle pretty much anything. And it's the first time in my life where I didn't think I was in control.
It was horrible, but it was also a relief to know what we were finally dealing with.
Gee, what's this? What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we doing flushes? Is this going to be good for you?
Yeah.
The main symptom of CF is thick mucus in the lungs, making breathing difficult, and eventually all but impossible. CF also causes digestive problems. Patients are often chronically underweight. After he was diagnosed, Gunnar's life revolved around a daily battery of treatments.
Ready? How's that, okay?
There were nebulizers to deliver medication to Gunnar's lungs.
How's that feel, okay?
And relentless pounding on his back.
Sit right there. Bend forward a little bit. You ready?
Ready, go.
Okay, ready, go.
To dislodge the mucus.
How's that, good? Can you give a cough? Can you cough for Daddy?
Just so he could breathe.
Can you lean forward?
I always thought it was normal. And then as I got older, I realized that the treatments day to day, morning, afternoon, night,
Pretty please?
it was a grind for him.
I would use my quarterbacking skills and the way I think about things to press forward and not to allow Gunnar to wallow in any sort of, being sad or being depressed.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. All right.
There was never any challenge that Boomer wouldn't take on. This was his son. This was now his fight. And he took over the fight to rid the world of cystic fibrosis. It sounds ridiculous that a football player could assume that position, but that's what he did.
At the beginning of what would become a decades-long fight, Boomer Esiason first reached out to the most prominent advocate for the CF community, Frank DeFord, the renowned sports writer.
I met Frank DeFord before Gunnar was even born. And Frank had lost his daughter Alex at the age of 8 to cystic fibrosis.
I'm Frank DeFord. My daughter Alex died of cystic fibrosis 6 years ago. But since her death, we've made tremendous progress. In order to continue, though, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation needs your support.
I heard his story, never knew anybody with CF, never heard about the disease. So I got involved with him. And then, lo and behold, 4 years later is when we got the diagnosis. My first phone call was to my father. My second call was to Frank DeFord. And there was a 30 to 40 second pause on the other end of the line when I told him what I just told him. And he just said, you have an opportunity of a lifetime to change so many people's lives, and you have the platform to do it. And we've never had anybody of this significance that is willing to share their story.
Can Gunnar call? Good boy. Good boy.
And I was like, wow, that was pretty heavy for me.
Why don't you give Sydney a kiss? All right. Big hugs.
That became the crusade.